Welcome to another G-Dubs video. Stop number one with the King on our round the world tour over the next 12 months or until we run out of money. We're in the Maldives on the local island of Maafushi. It's about a 40-minute boat ride from Male, the capital, so super easy to get to. It is a local island, so no boozing for the next couple of days. Terrible weather, but hopefully this channel is going to give you a real honest insight into all the different places we go to. And yeah, like I say, the show must go on. So we're going to do a little trip around the island today, taking in a few different like coffee shops, hopefully a few nice places, spots for lunch and dinner. And we've got a flare little boat trip lined up as well, where the King has signed me up to swim with some sharks. So strap in, it's about to be a banger. As always, 10 likes on the video is the challenge. Let's get cooking, baby. Let's absolutely get after it. No monsters in sight, so G-Dubs has had to go for a little coffee number right outside Arena Seaview Hotel on Bikini Beach. So lovely little backdrop and setting. We've been trying to find a good coffee spot for the King. There's a few different places where they sell coffee, instant stuff. This place right here, proper coffee machine. We're going to be delving in very nicely. King, get a little close up. Bit of art for the boys. I got a little love heart. Emma didn't. Shock, who's his favourite already. But yeah, we're getting involved in this, show you a little bit around Bikini Beach, and yeah, hopefully it's absolutely delicioso. Oh, it's banging at the bottom when you get the creamer in there. Cheers now. Bang in the middle of the frame, nice, where me and the King has been sat enjoying a little coffee wari. But yeah, this is Bikini Beach. I'd say the main beach for tourists. This is the place where, as it says on the tin, you can get the old rig wari out like you would be able to do on most normal beaches you go to, I guess, across Europe. A beautiful little setting. It is super cloudy today, so obviously take the colour of the water with a pinch of salt, but you can walk out really far. They're about 100 metres out, and there's some people coming into shot on the far right now, which are about 150, 200 metres out, and that lady stood up to, it's only up to her knees there. So beautiful turquoise waters. Yeah, in Bikini Beach. This is the area where there's probably most hotels, where it's most, I guess, say, built up, but the island's super small. It's about 5 minutes across and then 15 minutes, yeah, down the lengthways. But yeah, these kind of three little peninsulas, three little covey bits, and the main bits for tourism. And yeah, these are the kind of main hotels. So if you were looking for one with a bit more of a view, yeah, probably check this one out on the corner. Arena has been super nice, but yeah, it's only about 5 minutes from where we're staying in the ferry. Yeah, loads of little spots to delve in and get a little coffee and do a little bit of snorkeling. But yeah, back to the King and probably back to another coffee very shortly. Cheers now. Bikini Beach in the distance, where the big hotels were, just on that corner there, and then there's this little jetty bit, and there's like an extended kind of like black curtain and a sign obviously saying, yeah, Bikini Beach ends. We're obviously now moving on to Sunrise Beach, where you have to dress a lot more modestly for men and especially women, obviously respecting cultures and all that good stuff. But yeah, super nice water. Again, it's not sunny at all, quite early in the morning, and yeah, the water is still looking absolutely delicious. But yeah, you can kind of swim out to this kind of sandbank. There's a lot of people kind of snorkeling and stuff all around here, in and around the reef area. But yeah, just an absolute beautiful setup. But yeah, if you are going to come here, just remember to have some clothing definitely covering the shoulders and not wearing the usual bikini waris. But yeah, it's a lovely little spot. And the King just searching for crabs. Room tour time, baby. Want to show you what £31 per person per night gets you, obviously here on the island of Maafushi. So beautiful colours on the sand and the sea. It is raining at the minute, so obviously take those with a pinch of salt. But yeah, location wise, it's ridiculous. 30 seconds from where you get off the ferry, 30 seconds from where all the boat trips go in the morning. We're not in this big fella getting built here. We're just in the low level one right in the middle of the shot now. But yeah, I just want to show you the amazing location, but we've been absolutely catfished out of our mind. But you've got to take it with a grain of salt for the price. But yeah, let me show you inside the room. Inside, an absolutely unbelievable setup in Crystal Sands. No, I'm not joking, definitely don't stay here. The one good thing, the bed is pretty spacious. So yeah, we've got to take the small positives. The fan and the aircon just doesn't work, and the fan just blows hot air. So that's the things you love to see. The bathroom, again, we're not the biggest princesses. We'll stay in any location, but there's only a glass panel on one side, and there's a drip coming from this. So if you do go to the toilet, you're getting a little drip every once in a while. However, this room is saved. Show them the view, show them the pièce de résistance. This is what you're paying the big bucks for. Oh baby, we've got a nice little building site out there. So yeah, it's like anything in life, you get what you pay for. £31 per person per night. I guess you're out all day. do you know what I mean, enjoying, exploring, enjoying the sun when it's out. But yeah, this is kind of what, if you're on a budget, these are the things you sacrifice, not the end of the world. And yeah, when the king's involved, it's always a good time. Food in the Maldives, overall, great value. All the hotels that you kind of stay at, they're going to have breakfast included. It's nothing you're going to be writing home about, but it is going to obviously have things like, do you know what I mean, eggs, omelettes, pancakes, this naughty little sugar syrup that you can put on there as well, which is top drawer. And any sort of trip that you book, like boat trip, etc., is going to have lunch included as well. Again, that's going to be like chicken and fried rice, something along those lines, keeping it lean in 15. In terms of like prices and best places to go, I'll talk you through some of them now and obviously overlay a couple of clips to kind of bring things to life a bit. Somelis was the best place we went to. We went there last night, which is kind of, I'd say more like Japanese type food, Japanese, Chinese type food. It was absolutely banging. Prawn dumplings, paneer dumplings. There was this like chicken bao bun sandwich, ridiculous, with this like sweet chili sauce running through it. That was a banger. And then of course, a chicken and rice, which is kind of a standard theme throughout this. You're probably looking at about $4.80 in there for a chicken and rice, and yeah, the dumplings were slightly more at $5.19, and the bao sandwich, ridiculous price at $3.40. So if you're only going to get one thing there, get the bao bun sandwich. Obviously, on a trip away, you've got to get the coffee, got to get the caffeine in the bones. No monsters this trip, so we're on the coffees. The best coffee we found was at Arena Seaview Beach Bar, so you sat right on the beachfront. Obviously the king looking at a straight 10 out of 10 with the backdrop of the sea, and that was $3 in there. Nice coffee, Laveza, whatever you want to call it, is about $3, or you can get just normal coffee for like 20-30 cents. So again, depends on what your kind of budget you're looking for. If you're looking for something a little bit nicer, do you know what I mean? Go for the $3 one. If you're looking to save a bit of money, there's definitely options on that front. Aveli, we went there for a little Indian lunch. Again, ridiculously good. The amount of garlic on the garlic naan, absolute banger. And then it also had this like tandoori chicken with like a kind of like a mint type dip, and we also got a prawn jalfrezi curry as well, and that worked out as $10 per person. Sunrise Beach, which we found is kind of like on the other side of the island, which is more of like a locals cafe. I got a ridiculous banana smoothie in here, which is about $3.50. I think like the smoothies and the milkshakes, if they use a lot of like milk in there, I think that's a little bit more expensive. They tend to like the more expensive drinks that we found. We went to another little place where I got veg noodles, a massive tuna steak. The guy said, how do you want it cooked? I said, absolutely cremate it into oblivion. So we absolutely nailed that one. But again, with that and the drink, that worked out as $15. So you're probably looking at, yeah, $5 per main. So it kind of works out, one for the noodles, one for the big bit of tuna. Or if you just get a chicken and rice dish, it's just $5. Again, like anywhere you go, if you take the meat element out of it, you're probably going to save a couple of dollars there, and a veg dish would be like kind of $3 for an egg fried rice or egg fried noodles or something along that front, which was kind of what we kind of did at Mr. Octopus. This is actually #1 rated in Maafushi. It wasn't our favourite. Our favourite was Somelis, or I'd even say the Indian, with the kind of #1 and 2. But again, you can't complain. It was $7.50 each for really, really nice egg fried rice, yeah, with a drink as well. So no complaints from the team. And as I said before, if you're looking to save money, just get all the options. As a vegetarian option, you're probably looking at $2-3 for any of the dishes we mentioned there. So yeah, lots of different options. If you're going to only pick one, go to Somelis, get the bao bun. It was a straight 10 out of 10. Cheers. So you're probably thinking, Gaz, how do I get to the island of Maafushi? Your boys got you covered. When you come out the airport, there is the private transfers, the private seaplanes, which obviously take you to the private resorts. They're not going to be for us. They're the people who are spending the big bucks. If you're looking to obviously come here on a budget, you're either going to be getting a private transfer, which is $250 to straight off the airport. You go straight to a boat, and that'll take you straight to the island of Maafushi, or whichever island you're kind of staying on. Or what we did is, do you know what I mean, a public ferry, which is obviously, as it says on the tin, multiple different people. It goes from the airport to Male and then to Maafushi. It took about 50 minutes in total, so super quick, $25 per person. Obviously you have got to time it. We had about a 3-hour wait when we were in the airport, but again, that's the price you pay to save a little bit of money. In terms of getting around on the island, it's super easy. There are options to get bikes and stuff like that. I just wouldn't bother at all. It's about 15 minutes the long ways, and about, I'd say, 4 or 5 minutes walking across the island. So again, you're going to be able to walk every single place. Yeah, the bikes aren't going to be an option. If you do have we had big cases, but we're right next to the ferry port and our hotel's right behind you on the camera here, so it took us about 30 seconds to walk there. If you are thinking, oh, I've got to walk 5-10 minutes with a big case, there's people who rock around with the kind of like wheelbarrow type things, and they're going to be able to take your cases to your hotel. Super easy, super efficient, and all be sorted when you get there. All the things on the island, all the things to do are, to be honest, are boat trips. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on this on the outro, but if the weather isn't good, there isn't a lot to do on the island, as you've kind of seen here. It's kind of get a coffee, chill on the beach, relax, read a book, that sort of stuff. Someone like myself, I like to be active, I like to be getting things done, and like to be seeing different things. So yeah, I'd probably manage your time within that, probably a couple of days, of course. The best side to stay on is Bikini Beach side. So if you're getting off the ferry port, it's about 5 minutes to your left. Up down that side is all the nice hotels. I'd say the nicer beaches, to be honest, because I did a walk and a lap around the whole island, and the further you kind of walk around the other side, past the locals beach, Sunrise Beach, and all the way down, yeah, the coast on the opposite side to where the ferry is, there is an insane amount of like rubbish and things that they kind of burn in. That's down towards the prison side. Obviously, I think it goes without saying, if you had the option to stay closer or further away from a prison, you know which one you choose. But I guess the main takeaways there are get the public ferry. It's going to save you an absolute shed load of money. And yeah, if you are going to stay on the island of Maafushi, stay near Bikini Beach, because that's the place where most things are going on, the nicer beach, the best coffee shop, and where all the bars, restaurants, and all that good stuff in between are. Cheers now. And that is it. The Maldives boxed up, wrapped up, and on a one-way ticket to the Gulag, as you full well know. So let's cover the key things. Is the Maldives beautiful? Absolutely. Is it a once-in-a-lifetime destination to come to? Absolutely. I think if you said to me, should you come here, yes or no, my personal opinion would be no. The main thing is, it's a long way to come for not guaranteed weather. If you're going to spend a hell of a lot of money, even if you do Maldives on a budget, you're still spending a good amount of money. If you go into a resort, for me, you have to have guaranteed weather. Do you know what I mean? We've had tropical thunderstorms in the dry season for 3 out of the 4 days we've been here. So I think there's other locations that I would personally choose to go to. However, it's still been an unbelievable experience. I'm going to talk you through so obviously some of the key things in a second, but key tips. Everywhere online says you need cash for everything. You don't need cash. If you are going to bring cash, it has to be from 2006 onwards and have no rips in or any bends, or they won't take your money. But everywhere we've been to, bar one place, took card. All the trips take card. All the restaurants, every single place you go to, and there's not like a minimum spend, which you sometimes have in the UK. Goes without saying, we're on a local island. Obviously, you've got to respect the traditions and cultures. There's no alcohol here, so if you wanted to go somewhere and you wanted to drink, you either need to go and stay on a private resort the whole time you're here, or stay on a local island and do a day trip to a private resort, which you can do. We've not done one of those, but it's about $125, $130, where it's the speedboat transfer each way, unlimited drinks, obviously full like buffet lunch on a really flair resort. Heard some good reports about that, but again, it's not something that we've done, and I think there'd be other places where you could do that for a lot cheaper. And like I say, if you go there and you don't get the good weather, you're just paying a hell of a lot of money to get boozy, when beers are a lot cheaper in a lot of other places. The best thing I would probably say about the Maldives, apart from obviously the trip I'm going to discuss in a second, is the people. Everyone is super friendly. It's a super safe place here in Maafushi. So if you were a solo traveller, or if you were travelling as a girl, I think you feel definitely safe coming here. The highlight of the trip, it was that good. I'm going to make a separate video on it. I was going to include the boat trip on this, but it was generally maybe one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. Me and Em are so proud of ourselves for swimming with sharks, which is obviously super nervy. And then yeah, obviously doing the hours snorkeling and swimming all in and around the coral. The amount of like marine life that you saw in there was ridiculous. The drone footage, which I'm going to include in the other vlog, is unbelievable. So definitely check that out on the channel. Obviously make sure you kind of subscribe so you see that going live a couple of days after this one. And yeah, we went to a sandbank, no one else on there at one of the sections, had a lovely little lunch, and again, all the drone footage just kind of brings it to life, gives you that kind of like macro look of the kind of place you're in. So overall, beautiful place. For me, if I'm going to spend this amount of money, I would definitely want somewhere where you're guaranteed the weather, not necessarily the sun, but just being dry. Do you know what I mean? We've got the ginger and the northerner. We're not too bothered about the sun, but you can't really do too much on an island when it's tropical thunderstorms. So yeah, check out the food vlog, check out the boat vlog, which is going to be coming on the channel next week. I'm still en route to 1,000 subscribers, gone full time on YouTube this year, so do me a favour, hit the button down below, baby, and remember, the chef is always cooking.